My name is Daniel, a 29-year-old software engineer from Toronto, Canada. I've rented all my adult life from cramped studio apartments to decent condos, and I've always believed that trust and transparency make or break the renting experience. But what happened to me in 2023 completely shattered that belief. Because I didn't just get scammed, I outsmarted the scammer. This is the story of how I brought down a fake landlord who was renting the same property to multiple people, and how a few of us strangers turned his con into his downfall. It all started in September 2023, when the Toronto rental market was absolutely brutal. I'd been apartment hunting for 3 months, and everything decent was either snatched in minutes or absurdly overpriced. Then one night, while scrolling through a Facebook housing group, I saw it. 2-bedroom loft downtown, $1,400 all-inclusive. The photos looked incredible: modern furniture, open kitchen, city view, and utilities included. It felt too good to be true, but after weeks of rejections, you start lowering your guard. I messaged the poster immediately. Within minutes, I got a reply from Alex Cooper. He introduced himself as the owner who recently moved to Vancouver for work. Said he just wanted a responsible tenant to take care of the property while he was away. His messages were polite, professional, even sent me what looked like a scanned ID and a proof of ownership document. It looked legit. Or so I thought. I asked if I could view the place in person. Alex replied, "Unfortunately, I'm out of town, but my assistant can show you around. She'll have the keys." When I arrived at the condo, a woman named Chloe was waiting there. She was friendly, chatty, and gave a full tour. Everything matched the pictures perfectly. She handed me a lease agreement and said, "Alex prefers if you send the deposit directly through e-transfer. That's how we process applications faster." That's when the first red flag hit me. There was no rental application, no background check, no credit request, just send the deposit. I pretended to hesitate and told her I'd think about it overnight. That night, curiosity got the best of me. I reverse-searched the listing photos and found the exact same pictures posted 3 months earlier by a completely different realtor. That's when my stomach dropped. This wasn't a listing, it was a trap. Instead of confronting them, I decided to play along. I texted Alex again, saying, "I'm ready to move forward. Can I send half the deposit today?" He replied within seconds, thrilled, and sent me his business email. I transferred $1 CAD, just a test amount, and waited. 2 hours later, I got an email confirmation, with a name that didn't match Alex Cooper. Now I was sure it was a scam ring. I decided to dig deeper. I joined a few Facebook groups where tenants warned about fake landlords. Within a day, I saw 2 different people complaining about a Vancouver-based landlord named Alex who rented them a 2-bedroom downtown loft. Same photos, same script, same assistant named Chloe. I messaged both victims privately. We compared details, and everything lined up. Alex had rented the same apartment to at least 5 people, collecting deposits of $1,400 to $2,000 each. That's when I made a decision. If the police were slow to catch him, we'd catch him ourselves. The 3 of us, me, Caroline, a student nurse, and Mateo, a photographer, decided to coordinate a sting operation. I told Alex I'd meet his assistant the next day to finalize the lease. Meanwhile, Mateo and Caroline set up hidden cameras around the lobby of the building with permission from the real property manager, who was horrified to hear what was happening. We even managed to contact the real owner, an elderly couple who were away in Florida. They confirmed they never rented out the property and gave us full consent to use the location to expose the scam. We planned to meet Chloe at 3 p.m. sharp. She showed up smiling, holding the same clipboard and keys as before. I pretended to count out cash while Mateo recorded discreetly. When she said, "Once you send the deposit, the keys are yours," I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Funny, because 4 other people already paid for this same set of keys." Her face went pale. She stammered, I don't know what you mean." That's when Caroline stepped forward and showed her a printed screenshot of all the listings and victims. Mateo recorded the entire confrontation. She tried to walk away, but the real building security stopped her at the elevator. Within an hour, Toronto police arrived. They questioned Chloe for nearly 30 minutes. Turns out, she wasn't some innocent assistant. She was part of a small online fraud ring, and her phone contained messages, transfer logs, and even photos of multiple clients. She gave up Alex's real name, Ethan Mallory, a known repeat scammer with warrants for online fraud. The officers asked for our evidence and we had everything. Recorded chats, emails with timestamps, hidden camera footage, victims' testimonies. The next week, Ethan was arrested at his Airbnb. The story made local news as Toronto tenants expose a fake landlord scam. Each victim, including me, was refunded our deposits through the police compensation process, but that wasn't the most satisfying part. The best part was seeing his fake listings vanish overnight. A few days later, the real owners reached out and offered me a real lease, this time for genuine rent. I moved in officially 2 weeks later. Mateo made a short documentary on the entire sting, which went viral on YouTube, hitting nearly 1 million views in 2 weeks. We titled it, "The Fake Landlord Caught on Camera." It wasn't just about revenge anymore. It was justice. We turned his scam into a story that helped others recognize the red flags before losing money. And every time I look at my apartment keys now, I smile because they're really mine. If you're renting, remember this. Never pay before you verify ownership. Always cross-check photos and landlord details. Ask for virtual calls and written documents before sending any money. Meet at the property, never in random locations. Scammers thrive on desperation. But when you slow down, ask questions, and verify, you rob them of power. I used to think scammers were unbeatable. Now I know they can be outsmarted.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this, go watch the one on the left and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more tales of triumph over injustice and a saga of ultimate revenge.